Today I'm going to be breaking down the top 3 easiest strategies you can use here at Townhall 10 to 3-star any base. So the first strategy we're going to be taking a look at is one of my personal favourites. It's one of the strategies I used a lot at these lower town halls, and it's going to be Zap Dragons. It partners really well with the minion prince and the giant arrow on the queen. So let's jump straight in and break it down. So the first thing we're going to be doing with this strategy is identifying a couple of things. The first of which being sweepers. We don't want to be putting our dragons straight in to an air sweeper. It's really problematic, especially if you're going to be seeing single target infernos. Luckily for us here, we do have multi-targets, so this is the perfect base for coming in with these dragons. Multis are not very effective when coming in with dragons, so that's what we're going to be using. So like I said, first things first, identifying where those sweepers are. This was the one we decided we were going to take out, and alongside taking down those sweepers, we're also looking to take down as many air defenses as possible. So of course, it sometimes does take a little bit of practice to try and line up exactly where you're going to be doing your giant arrow, and honestly this is something I would definitely recommend practicing. Sometimes your giant arrow can go way off, and that is definitely not going to be ideal. Next up, we're looking to try and get maximum value here. We're going to be trying to take out the remaining air defenses. Unfortunately for us here, we didn't quite get our spell selection right. You can drop the haste spell if you want to take down the rest of those air defenses. Of course, if we'd had 3 lightnings, we would have been able to take this down, but instead we had that earthquake spell in there as well. Sometimes though, it's actually going to be worth using those earthquakes and lightnings to take down a single target inferno if you are deciding to attack a base with that. But then we're going to go ahead, let that queen do her job, create a little bit more of a funnel. Baby Dragon's going to be funneling on the opposite side after you've used a Cocoa Loom. That is a test balloon for checking for any seeking air mines. You're then going to use your Stone Slammer kind of on the opposite side of where your dragons are going. Again, that's going to be coming in just to help create that funnel. This time we decide to use that haste spell for our balloons, which unfortunately get hasted straight into a red bomb. But you'll see just how many of these dragons we have left up. You can then go ahead and use your Minion Prince ability when you find you're kind of under the heaviest amount of fire. Typically this is going to be when you come up against enemy queen, enemy minion prince, enemy clan castle troops, or even air defenses. But you'll see just how effective this strategy is. We have pretty much every single one of our dragons left up. We have a swag rage and a swag freeze remaining. Honestly, this strategy is pretty insane down here at Townhall 10, and it's probably one of the easiest to execute once you have mastered the giant arrow. And the second strategy we're going to be looking at today is going to be another personal favourite of mine, and that is Zap Witches. This is a strategy that you can start using pretty much from Townhall 9, and it works all the way through, kind of up until about Townhall 13. It's exceptionally strong, and in partnership with the lightning spells, of course, to take down the Inferno Towers, it works absolutely fantastically. So let's jump straight in and we'll break this one down. So like I said in the previous one, if you do encounter double multi-target Infernos, you're probably going to be leaning more towards the Zap Dragon variation of this. But if you see even one single target Inferno, you can definitely lean towards this strategy. Though because we're coming in with more lightning spells, honestly it doesn't really matter. We're going to be taking care of both of the Inferno Towers anyway. But what you could actually opt to do on this one is zap out one of the Inferno Towers, the multi, leave the other one, and then zap out maybe a heavier section of the base. So something potentially like this, where you're going to be able to get value, especially if the queen walks in there. But honestly, I'll leave it completely up to you. Just remember that it's going to take 4 lightning spells and an earthquake spell to take down one of those Inferno Towers. Just as you can see here, we do decide to take down both of them. Remember, try and get maximum value from your lightnings and from your earthquake spells, catching as many buildings as you possibly can, while still also taking care of that Inferno Tower. Remember, your wall wrecker, which is going to be coming in, is always going to be coming from the opposite town hall side, because we're looking for it to get maximum value. The wall wrecker is an absolutely great option when it comes to your siege. It always is guaranteed to get you value. Now, we accidentally ended up bringing a double poison spell on this one, which of course isn't really what you want to do. I would definitely recommend bringing at least one poison spell, but it doesn't really matter what that additional spell is. Sometimes you could bring an extra free spell. That's always going to be nice, just to potentially maybe freeze up the clan castle troops, freeze up a bomb tower, a wizard tower, some splash damage that's maybe going to deal with your skeletons a little bit more. But we're going to be able to get all the way through onto that town hall where we're going to be getting our bowlers coming out. You can also switch up from the bowlers to the Valkyries. Valkyries work really well coming out of that clan castle as well, but you'll see we're going to be able to tear through the back end of this one no problem. Ideally, you always want those golems to go out in front and tank for you as long as possible. We didn't really touch base on how we deploy this army, but I would assume you guys probably saw it. All you're going to do is basically spam your golems down in a corner each, couple of witches in behind, give it a second, and then get the rest of your army in. Wallraker comes from the opposite town hall side, along with your king and queen, looking to funnel them both into the core of the base, using your king's ability, of course with those earthquake boots, to open up all of those centralized compartments. Always going to be really beneficial. This one actually ended up being quite close, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a lot easier than this one. So I'll leave it completely up to you guys which variation of the Zap attack you do. Honestly, I found myself using both Zap Dragons and Zap Witches, just kind of depending on the style of the base, but this base easily could have been taken down by Zap Dragons as well, I'm sure. Links for all of the armies we're looking at today, of course, are down in the description as always. And for that third and a final strategy, it's going to be Kill Squad Hog Riders. Now don't worry, this is far easier than it looks. I know some people are a little bit worried when it comes to Hog Riders that you have to get all your spell timing and placement and stuff right, but honestly you get so much value with the Kill Squad in this army that your Hog Riders hardly need to do any work. So let's jump straight in and we'll break this one down. So what you're looking to do here with your Kill Squad portion of the attack is a couple of objectives. The main one being identify if there's any multi-target infernos. If there is, you're probably going to want to take at least one, if not both, of them down with your kill squad. If you're facing up against 2 single target infernos like we are here, this is the perfect strategy because you can actually pretty much completely ignore them and go in from the opposite side. Then you're going to be looking to deal with the enemy queen and the enemy clan castle troops, as well as many other defenses as you possibly can. So we're going to kick off this strategy using those 3 Pekkas that we have brought. They're going to be used to create a funnel here with a few wizards coming in behind. Once you've started to create that funnel, you can then go ahead, get your heroes, your wall wrecker, and a couple more wizards coming in. Like I said, this kill squad, you're going to be looking to get as much value as possible so you don't have to worry about the back end so much with your Hog Riders. Deploying down that poison spell to help us get through the clan castle troops, really important. You're looking for your wall wrecker to get right into the core of the base like it is going to here, and then as you can see just before your wall wrecker is about to burst, you're going to go ahead and drop down a rage spell, a heal spell, and your clone spell. That is going to be cloning up all of those bowlers that are coming out of that clan castle, and they're going to be able to wreak absolute havoc in the core of the base, ripping through all of the defenses in there and absolutely obliterating everything in sight. If you pause things up right here, you'll see we still have 2 heal spells, all of our Hog Riders, and we've cleared honestly, there's hardly any defenses at all left standing, and we still have pretty much all of our bowlers, even a few cloned ones, left up there as well. Going to be popping that queen's ability to get the giant, of course, from that recent event coming out right there. Unfortunately, it does get locked straight onto by that single target inferno, as does our queen, but we have so many Hog Riders left up here that we almost don't even need to deploy them. But unfortunately, the kill squad can't quite finish off this one, so we're going to go ahead and deploy them down. When you're deploying down your Hog Riders, you need to be careful not to spam them in too much of a large group, because if they hit those giant bombs or bomb towers, they could potentially all go down. But we do end up pretty much swagging both of those heal spells in this one, because like I said, those bowlers through in the core of the base just got such an exceptional amount of value coming in alongside that kill squad, and of course the clone spell, that you're going to see a lot of swag when it comes to this army. Definitely one of my favorites. I'm a big lover of Hog Riders, so if you want to give this one a go, I would definitely recommend it. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully you're a little bit better at attacking here at Townhall 10.